But that's when we bring in Ghislaine Maxwell. That's when we bring in Jeffrey Epstein, right? That's when we bring in people who go, let's all have fun. We've got a great weekend getaway planned. And then we can all be on camera doing something that would get us thrown in jail, have people rightly disgusted and want to kill us. And the worst things ever are now on camera somewhere. Those tapes are somewhere. Now everybody is completely incapable of ever coming out and saying what's going on.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then those people are running a parallel government. It's a parallel command structure. And that's a huge problem.
And it was essentially completely in control for 4 years.
Probably for more than 4.
But for the last 4, for sure.
1,000%.
That's the best example we've ever had of that.
1,000%.
That guy's never really running things.
1,000%.
There's no way they let him.
And it's probably still in control to a certain degree now, because it's very hard to, when you have something like that happening, it is very difficult to completely shut it down.
Well, it's
very hard.
Well, here's a perfect example that we know it's definitely running things, because Trump is still trying to figure out why he got shot. Like,
Right.
he was like, I want more information.
Yeah.
Like there's no information
There's not
coming
going
to
to be.
him
There's
about.
not going to be information.
Yeah,
There's not going to be information.
That's a crazy story. That
Well, also
story,
there's-
you should try to
Yeah.
connect. Like, if it's not America that did it, if it's not us, it's not intelligence agencies that did it, then it means a foreign government that hijacked this kid's brain and got him to climb on top of that roof. Like, somebody tried to get someone to assassinate a guy who's running for president, and no one seems to be interested in finding who that person or that group who influenced this kid is.
So many of these ex-intelligence chiefs pop up all over the world. They pop up in Dubai. They pop up on MSNBC.
like to travel.
They love traveling. They're having meetings with people. They're all over the place.
They love people.
And they love people. They love cultures.
Cultures
They love
are
meeting
nice.
different cultures.
Yeah, the food's great.
And supposedly I heard from someone who's, again, smart and I consider trustworthy, that there's actually large sectors of the global economy that are moved more in this direction than you'd think. Like there are tentacles into very large investment banks and private equity companies that a lot of these guys have. Let's put it that way. Obviously, it's not a shocking thing.
Why would the government let a private equity company operate with impunity?
Right. So you
Especially if they're controlling regulations and they're
yeah.
like, let's work together.
Right. There doesn't seem to be a good answer to any of this. That becomes the real issue.
You ever get invited to these like fucking Illuminati conferences or any of these crazy things?
No, they wanted me to do stand-up at one conference, and it wasn't like an Illuminati kind of thing. It was like I don't know, it was like some type of like low-grade Illuminati.
Yeah, that's
Like
how
kind
they
of
start
faux
you.
Illuminati.
It's like the minor leagues.
Yeah.
And then eventually you go to some
Yeah.
weird ranch in the mountains of Wyoming.
Well, that sounds nice.
Maybe.
It actually does sound nice.
Maybe.
No, I think that like it does seem weird that a lot of, once you get to a certain level, people take an interest in you that never were interested. Mm-hmm. You know?
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
People are interested.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. It is strange that people seem to care about you or what you're saying, or people going, I think your read on that is wrong. And you're like, why do you care what it is? I'm a fucking guy with talking into a microphone once or twice a week.
Yeah, but they don't like that. They don't like
Yeah.
people having influence that haven't been sanctioned.
They don't like that.
Yeah, they want all influence to be top down, all
Yeah.
influence to be a part of a giant corporation.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They don't want influence to be just regular people. Regular people are fringe. They're far this or far that. They're problematic. They spew misinformation and There's no one who spews more misinformation than CNN.
They
Over the
spew a
years,
lot.
how many times you guys, just what you guys did over
Yeah.
COVID, if you were a podcaster, you'd be shut down.
Right.
Like if the podcasters were the one telling everybody to get vaxxed, you get it, you won't spread it, you want this, you want that, there's no side effects. If podcasters are saying that, but the establishment news was saying, hold on, this is an experimental vaccine. We should not be asking women who are pregnant to take this. We should be not asking kids who are in no danger to take this. We do not know the long-term consequences. If podcasters were saying that, You know,
It would be
podcasters
for
were
sure.
on the government side instead of CNN. If CNN was the wise ones that told everybody to be cautious,
Right.
they would want us prosecuted.
Yeah.
They would be going after us for all the side effects that people are experiencing.
Yeah.
You have blood on your hands. You're responsible for strokes and heart attacks and myocarditis and all sorts of autoimmune
Well,
issues.
you also have to
and
think about how much
neurological-
easier it is for, let's say, an intelligence community to manipulate them than it is to come in here. Like an intelligence community is not going to go, all right,
All
let's
they
find.
have to do is bring me to the UFOs.
No,
That's
no.
all
Well,
I
for
ask,
sure. You
and I'm on the
keep
agenda.
telling them that. Yes.
That's all you have to do. What do you want me to do?
That's
You wanna-
very easy.
We're going to go to war with Kosovo? I don't even
a good
know where
idea.
Kosovo is on a map, but if you tell me where the UFOs are, I'll have a guy in here that explains why it's super important. We
But it
bomb
is
the
funny.
fuck.
It's like,